Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel that is Still a Learner. So, today in this video we are going to discuss our 10th class last unit, that is Unit 9, the proposal workbook answers. Okay, so this is the last unit of our English textbook first flight. Okay guys, without wasting any time, let's get into the video. Okay, so as we all know, our topic is proposal. What do you mean by proposal? Okay, the word proposal have many meanings, such as an offer for a possible plan or action, we call it as proposal, or else for a suggestion, a plan, or any scheme for doing something, we call it as proposal. But here the main meaning is marriage proposal. Okay, means the act of asking someone's hand for marriage. Okay, so this is what our lesson is all about. Okay guys, let us see here in the let's begin part what is given. So let's read. Facial expressions are non-verbal communications. These expressions play an important role in a play. They are powerful communication tools. The human face is extremely expressive. It is able to convey countless emotion without saying a word. Expressions tells us the mood of the characters in the play. Some facial expressions are given below. The facial expressions are for happiness, sadness, anger, surprise, fear, and disgust. Look at these facial expressions and write which emotion do they express. Okay, it means, so guys, here some pictures are given which shows us their facial expressions. Okay, do you know what is a non-verbal communication? Actually, communication is of two types. One is verbal and second one is non-verbal. So verbal is nothing but whatever we talk to the opposite person. That is what verbal means. We use words. Okay, so the second one is non-verbal, means without uttering a single word, we just say it with our facial expressions. Means if you are angry, you just show it on the face. If you are happy, you show it on your face. So these type of expressions comes under non-verbal communication. Okay, sometimes we don't speak or we don't utter a word to express what we would like to say. We just show it on the face, and the opposite person will get the answer by seeing our face. So let's see here some pictures are given. Each picture shows us different expression. Now what we have to do, we have to write down which expression does that picture refer. Okay, that one we have to write it down. Let's see. So the first picture shows us the anger. That's why I write it down, anger there. So second picture, that boy is somewhat confused. Okay, so write it down, confused there. So the third picture is also somewhat confused, right? So write it down, bewildered there. Bewildered meaning is unclear or dumb or else confusion, we can say. Okay, so that's why write it down, bewildered. Next, fourth picture is the girl is so happy, that's why she's smiling. So write it down, happy. So then next picture is girl is maybe afraid, that's why write it down, afraid there. And the last picture is the girl is shocking, means maybe she's surprised, that's why write it down, surprised there. Okay, anger, confused, bewildered, happy, afraid, and surprised. Okay, this is the answer for this. Now we'll move to the second question, which is, you have read the proposal, a one-act play. It is a farce. The play is set in only one location, the drawing room of Chubuko's house. All three characters in the play are quarrelsome people, and they quarrel over petty issues. Lomo and Natalia start with the issue like a piece of land that is situated at the borders between the two neighbors' properties. The discussion turns into a quarrel and the marriage proposal is forgotten. They shout at each other. They are again dragged into the argument over the superiority of each other's dog. So they drag their ancestors in their foolish quarrel. They again abuse each other and call names. So guys, we have already seen this in the lesson, means your teacher had already explained you this lesson in the class. Still I will tell you here, okay? So actually our lesson, the proposal is a marriage proposal, right? So here one rich family wants to ties with the other rich family, isn't it? So rich families, they just married their son or else their daughters in the rich family itself. Why? They wanted to increase their estate, means their properties, and they wanted to keep their fame. So here in this lesson, Ivan Lomov is a wealthy neighbor of Stephen Chubuko, means both are rich families only. Okay, so one day what happened, Lomo wants to marry Chubuko's daughter, who is 25 years old. Okay, and her name is Natalia. Okay, actually these three people are the quarrelsome people, and they quarrel over small things. Okay, they don't know, they don't have that much of sense not to quarrel on the pretty things, right? So while in a discussion, that started a issue like the piece of land. Who? Lomo and Natalia. After that, the discussion turned into a quarrel, and they have forgotten that they came here for the marriage proposal. Okay, they started quarreling each other, and they started to shout at each other also. Okay, after that, this argument came to the superiority of others' dog, means your dog is superior or mine. That's like that. Not only that, they just drag their ancestors in their argument, in their quarrel, means it's a very bad thing to drag our family members into an argument, right? So like this all happened here. So now what we have to do, here we have given 6 points, or else we can say 6 questions. Now we have to discuss these in the class, and we have to tell our opinion, and at the same time we have to use our facial expressions while expressing our views. Okay, let's see the first one, which is, the marriage proposal is a mockery of romance and marriage in the upper class. Here, mockery means making fun of or unkind, or else we can say. Okay, so the answer is, for the upper class of society, everything is measured and weighted in terms of money. Marriage and romance are measured in terms of money. Wherever they go, they make their presence felt through bragging. Okay, second one, the pride in property, even the superiority of dogs, take priority over love and marriage. Answer is, the people of the upper class always believe that they have everything better than others. The same is seen in terms of property and superiority of dogs. Third question. The characters lack patience, stop listening to each other, and then contradict each other. Answer. Lomov and Natalia are the main characters who lack patience to hear at least what the other person has to say. Therefore, they are not even able to understand the point of view of other person. After having a tough fight, Natalia present her father to call Lomov back and talk about her marriage. Okay, next question. Do you think these quarrels will promise a happy life? Answer. No. These quarrels can never promise a happy life. Instead, it will create trouble in the married couple. Okay, let's see the fifth question, which is, what qualities would you consider for a well matched couple? Answer. For a well matched couple, there is only one golden word that I would suggest is complement each other, do not compete with each other. Both should try to understand and support each other. Okay, last question. Do you think all of us should know how to manage our anger? Answer. Yes, all of us must know how to manage our anger. Okay guys, these are the 6 questions we have answered. Now we'll move to the next Roman, which is a reading comprehension. So here in the text one, we have given a reading comprehension. Name, how can we control anger? Okay, so one passage is given, that one we have to read and understand it, then only we can able to answer the questions. Okay, so just read this what is given. So title is, how can we control anger? Okay, So guys, here I am not going to read the entire passage and explain you each and every line, because if I do so this video will be so lengthy. Okay, that's why I will tell you in short. So what is anger? Anger is a normal and healthy emotion, guys. Okay, we can see this in every human, but one thing we have to make sure that when to respond to it. If you can't control anger over silly things, it may harm you, it may leave you in regret later. Okay, so actually what is anger? Anger is nothing but absence of peace within yourself, with the other people or the situation around you. Okay, now let me tell you how can you control it, how can you control the anger. Okay, if you get anger, just take a few minutes to calm down. Okay, by calming down your anger level will come to down, and you will be in a normal mode. Or else just count from 1 to 10 or 10 to 1. Or else you just sit calmly and drink a glass of water. Or else, if you can't control the anger, you just change that place, you just go and walk away from that place. Okay, in this way you can control to it. Suppose if you are alone and you are feeling angry, then what you can do? You can dance, you can make a simple steps and dance. Or else you just clap your hands. Or else you can stand in front of the mirror and make some funny faces. Okay, or else you just go for a walk. In this way you can control your anger. Okay, but remember guys, don't hold grudges at all. Okay, if you hold the grudges, it may harm you. Okay, you are going to suffer a lot in your life. But let me tell you one thing, if you learn how to control anger, you will become more and more stronger and powerful. Okay guys, don't be a victim of anger. Okay guys, this is what I would like to tell you here at the last. Now we'll move to the question and answers what is given. Let's see. So the first question is, what do you understand by the word anger? Answer: anger is nothing but the absence of peace with oneself, people or situations around us. We express it either by being assertive or aggressive. Second question, list any 4 strategies to manage anger. Answer: 4 strategies to manage anger are: take 5 deep breaths, or count up to 10, or drink water, or you can change the place. Okay, let's see the third question. How can you develop strengths of character as given in the passage above? Answer: realizing one's own shortcomings can become one of the greatest strengths of character. Let's see the fourth question, which is, anger management helps you in. Here 4 points are given. We have to tick the correct one. Okay, so first one is remaining always happy, developing strength of character, remaining stress free, and learning how to respond to the situation. So correct one is B, which is developing strength of character. Let's see the fifth question. What is under our control? How can we make it to a positive one? Answer: under our control, there is only one thing, that is our response. By increasing our capacity to tolerate, ability to understand, and nurture love for others, we can make it a positive one. Okay guys, this is all about this. Now we'll move to the text 2. Here also one passage is given on violence. Okay, so we all know what is a violence. Violence means causing harm or damage to someone or somebody. Okay, so here this passage is given. This one we have to read it and understand it completely. Then only we'll be able to answer the given questions. Let's see what is given here. Okay guys, I'll explain you in a short what is given here. Okay, so that we can save the time. So violence, I already told you the meaning, which is causing harm or damage to someone or something. Okay, violence is of 2 types: physical violence and inward violence. First, we'll see what is physical violence. Physical violence is nothing but to kill someone consciously, means by knowing, by intentionally we are going to kill someone or hurt someone. Okay, so it is done with the hate. Okay, when we hate someone, when we dislike someone very badly, then only we can go to that stage to kill someone. That is what physical violence means. What is inward violence? Inward violence is nothing but one is always quarreling or battling within ourselves. Okay, so this is what one word violence means. The struggle is the quarrel and the battle is going inside us. So the main reason is that we just want to change the people or change the situation according to us. Otherwise, the violence is taking inwards. Okay, let me tell you one example. Here in this world, there are two types of people, that is rich people and poor people. Okay, so rich people, what they do? Rich people want to keep the people as poor and they want to be the rich always and always. But whereas the poor wants to get rich, in that they are just hating the rich people. In this way, violence is taking in both. So how can we get rid of this violence? Education. Yes, education is the main tool, or else I can say it's education is going to help you to go beyond it. Okay, but most of us think that education means to pass the exam and to get a job. Okay, this is not, guys. Education is a beautiful, healthy. Education will make you a beautiful, healthy human beings. Okay, it will give you a clear idea, not to be brutal, not to be vulgar to the other people. So, guys, if you want a peaceful world, what you have to do, you are only the responsible to make a new world. Okay, because new world is necessary, new culture is necessary, where there should not be a violence at all. Okay, so if you are not going to do so, you are going to see all the violence as you grow up. Okay, and if you are not going to cut this, if you are not going to help yourself, you are going to stuck in this cruel, bitter, hard, angry and violent world, and you cannot bring a new society. Okay, and also your future means your children will going to suffer to it in the future. So please think once and take a step so that you can create a new world, so that the world will lead a happy, so that your children will lead a happy and peaceful life. Okay, so this passage is written by J Krishnamurti garu. Okay, so now we'll see the question and answers of this. So first question is, what is the physical violence that J Krishnamurti is talking about? Answer is, physical violence is to kill another, to hurt other people consciously, deliberately, or without thought, to say cruel things full of antagonism and hate and inwardly inside the skin, to hate people, to dislike people, and to criticize people. Okay, second question is, what is the violence that cannot be expressed? Answer, inwardly, we are always quarreling with ourselves. We want people to change. We want to force them to our own way of thinking. This is the violence that cannot be expressed. Okay, let's see the third question, which is, war, the ultimate violence could be due to, take the correct option. Okay, here six options are given. We have to take which one is correct. So first one is difference of ideas, second one religious principles, third one nationalities, fourth one the feeling to protect a little piece of land, fifth one all the above, sixth one none of the above. So correct option is E. All the above means all the 4 points are correct. Next, fourth question is, how has J. Krishnamurti given the feeling of the rich and the poor in the given paragraph? Answer, J. Krishnamurti says that there is enormous violence in the world. The rich wanting to keep people poor and the poor wanting to get rich, and in the process hating the rich. Okay guys, this is the answer. Now we'll move to the fifth question, which is, what is the role of education in the human being's life? Answer, according to J. Krishnamurti, there is violence, antagonism, hate, cruelty, ugly criticism, anger, all inherent in man, in each human being. Education can help man to go beyond all that. Okay, next last question. How, as a student, will you create a new world? Answer: as a student, we can contribute to making a new world by, first point, staying in peace with our class fellows. Second one, helping them in times of need. Third one, standing behind them in danger. Fourth one, removing all sorts of violent thoughts against my class fellows or teacher. Last one, raising awareness in society against violence through placards, articles, and essays, etc. Okay, guys, now we'll move to the next part, which is a vocabulary part. Let's see what is given here. Some verbs are given below. Write their nouns and adverb forms in the space provided. Okay, here five verbs are given. Now what we have to do? We have to change it into a noun and into a verb and write it here under the correct heading. So first one is encourage. If I add ment to that verb, it will change into a noun. So encouragement is a noun. If I add ly to it, then it will change into an adverb. So encouragingly. Okay, like that. Second one, excite. If I add ment, it will change into a noun, excitement. If I add ly, it will change into an adverb, excitingly. Like the third one, trouble. Trouble is also comes under noun and adverb is troublingly. Fourth one, beautify. So noun form is beauty and adverb form is beautifully. Next, tremble. Noun form is tremble only and tremblingly is the adverb form. Now we'll move to the next part, that is grammar part. Okay, here we have given reported speech. Let's see this. Some children are taken to the health clinic for a regular checkup. Rewrite the sentences they speak in reported speech. Use complain, say, tell, ask, inquiry, mention, etc. wherever necessary. So guys, here we have given some sentences. Okay, now what we have to do? We have to rewrite the sentence again in a reported speech. What is a reported speech? Okay, so in a reported speech, tenses change as well as helping verbs also change. Suppose if the given sentence is in present tense, it will change into past tense. Okay, if it is past tense, then we have to change it into past perfect tense. For example, if the helping verbs like is, am, or given, then the reported will take the was helping verb. Okay, if the helping verb are is used, then in the reported speech we have to use were. Okay, like that you have to change the sentences into a reported speech, and at the same time you have to use say, tell, ask, inquiry, like that wherever necessary. Okay, here something is given. Let's see this one also. So tell and say almost mean the same. There are differences in the usage of the two words. Tell is always followed by an indirect object, but say is not. Okay, it means if you are using tell in a reported speech, then it should followed by indirect object. Okay, so do you know what is a subject and object? Subject means the nouns and the pronouns will come under subject, whereas in object, him, her, me, you, them, these are all comes under object. Now it's clear. So here it means whenever you use tell, it should followed by an object, but if you are using say, then no need to use an indirect object. Okay, so here two examples are given. Just see this, you will get understand how indirect object is used or not. Okay, so first one is I told my sister that she was right. Here told is used. That's why we have to use an object, which is my sister. So I told whom? I told my sister. So my sister is an object. Okay, told is always followed by an object, which is my sister. So next sentence is Ashish said he worked hard to achieve success. Here said is used. That's why no need to use an indirect object. Now it's clear, guys. I hope you got the point. Next, let's see the next point. We can use ask with or without an indirect object. It means if you are using ask, then you can use an indirect object, or else you can skip an indirect object. Okay, further also we have given two example. Let's see. My mother asked if I was ready for the party, or else my mother asked me if I was ready for the party. Both are correct, using indirect object or without using indirect object. Second example, Madhu asked whether her dresses were ready. Madhu asked the tailor whether her dresses were ready. Okay, now you got it. So in a simple words, whenever you use told, you have to use indirect object. Whenever you use said, you don't have to use indirect object. Whenever you are using ask, you may use or not an indirect object. It's clear, guys? So now we'll solve the given sentences. Okay, means we have to change it into a reported speech. Let's see. First one is Ashish, I feel sleepy all the time. Okay, so answer is Ashish complained that he felt sleepy all the time. Okay, second question, Neha, I get pain in my legs when I run. Answer, Neha complained that she got pain in her legs when she ran. Third one, Sonal, I'm fine. Answer, Sonal said that she was fine. Fourth one, Ritu, I had fever last week. Answer, Ritu said that she had a fever last week. Next one, Akash, why do I always cough? And answer, Akash inquired why he always coughed. Next sentence, Rehman, should I walk every day to keep myself fit? Answer, Rihan asked if he should walk every day to keep himself fit. Okay. Next, last one, Sumi. Oh, thank you, doctor. Now I know the reason for my constant stomachache. Answer, Sumi thanked the doctor and mentioned that she knew then the reason for her constant stomachache. Okay, guys. Now we'll move to the second question of this grammar part, which is use said, told, or asked to fill in the blanks in the following sentences. One has been done for you. Okay, here some sentences are given where we have to use the appropriate word, which is said or told or asked, like that, according to that particular sentence. Okay, here one example is given. Let's read that first, then understand it, then we'll do the fill in the blanks. Okay. Shilpi, Father, I want to go on a trip to Uttarkasi. So that one we have to change it. Shilpi told her father that she wanted to go on a trip to Uttarkasi. Next, Archana. It was very hot in Jaisalmer. So Archana said that it was very hot in Jaisalmer. Okay, guys. So said is always followed by that. Okay, keep that in mind. Again, now we'll do the exercise, means fill in the blanks. So first one is the scientist dashed that dinosaurs lived 230 million years ago. Answer is the scientist said that dinosaurs lived 230 million years ago. Here that is given, that's why you have to use said. Okay, this is the tip. Okay, second one is the teacher dashed the students that she was going to conduct a new experiment. The teacher told the students that she was going to conduct a new experiment. Here the students are the indirect object, that's why you have to use told. Okay, next third one, could you please dash me where the new bookshop is located? Could you please tell me where the new bookshop is located? Next, fourth one, the student dashed the teacher if it was possible is located. So the students asked the teacher if it was possible is located. Here the teacher in the bracket is an indirect object. You can use it or else not whenever you use ask. Okay, so fifth one, it is requested that he should dash the truth. He should tell the truth. Next one, father dash his son whether he had paid his fees or not. Father asked his son. Okay, so asked is used whenever indirect object is used or not. Okay, whether he has paid his fees or not. Okay guys, now we'll move to the next part, that is editing part. Here some sentences are given in a jumbled form. Okay, jumbled sentences are given. Now what we have to do, we have to make it in a correct sense and rewrite that entire sentence after making it in a correct sense. Okay, let's see the first one. We'll only see the answers for the sentences. Okay, the inner determination of an individual can transform everything by giving the ultimate expression to the infinite potential of a human being. Sometimes you'll be confused whether whatever we have written is right or wrong, so keep that in mind. Whenever vowel is there, before that and should be used. Okay, like that you can make the sentence. So here second part of the sentence start with an vowel letter which is individual, then before that and should be used, means in the fourth part of the sentence and is the ending word, that's why. So after and this second part will come, like that you have to make the sentences. Are you getting my point? Let's see the second one, which is the sun teaches us that you may go down many a time but keep raising. Third sentence, it's not how much we give but how much love we put into giving. Next, fourth one, the citizens of tomorrow would mold the world into a globe fit for human habitation. Next, fifth sentence. To be a great leader, you must hear the unspoken joys and pains of people. Okay, guys, now we'll move to the listening part of our workbook, which is actually a story. Okay, now what you have to do, you have to listen to this entire story. Okay, your teacher or your classmate will read it for you. You have to listen to it carefully, then only you will be able to answer the given following questions. Okay, let's see this story, what is given here. So this story is all about a 9-year-old boy named Vanka Zukov. Okay, actually he is an orphan, means his parents were not there, means they were died. Okay, that's why he was living with his grandfather named Constantine. Okay, so this his grandfather age was 65 years old. He was small, thin and lively old man, means enjoyable person, means who crack the jokes and make the people surrounds him always happy. Okay, this type of personality he had. And actually his grandfather worked as a night watchman on the estate of a rich man. Okay, so he had two dogs named Brownie and Ale. Okay, as we all know that Vanka is an orphan and he had no parents. That's why he was working as an assistant under Alyakins, the shoemaker. So he was working very far away from his village, means he had to leave his grandfather and he was going and living with that person. Okay, so after so much time, after a long time, Vanka thought of writing a letter to his grandfather and express him how he was feeling here. Okay, on Christmas evening, when everyone was not there in the shop and went to the church, he began to write a letter to his grandfather like, Dear grandfather Constantine. He just start his letter like this. I'm writing this letter to you. I wish you a Merry Christmas. Actually, while writing a letter, Vanka just raised his eyes and seen through the window. He was imagining that his grandfather Constantine was standing near there. Okay, he was just remembering all the good time that he had spent with his grandfather in the village, how he cracked jokes with his servants in the kitchen, and how he was followed with his dogs, and how he whistles at night as a watchman, and how he give the pinch of snuff to the women who comes to the village and all that stuff. Okay, after that he just write it down like, Grandfather, yesterday I was given a beating. because while rocking the baby in the cradle, I fell asleep. So that's why I was beaten very hardly. Not only that, the next day the mistress of the house gave me a fish and asked me to wash that fish. I don't know how to wash it. Then what she did, she just rubbed that fish all over my face. My friends make fun of me, and there is nothing to eat grandfather. In the evening and in the morning they will give me the same bread, but they eat all the good things by themselves, and I have to sleep in the corridor. When the baby cries, I have to rock that cradle. Okay, so I'm not happy here. Please take me away from here. Please take me to the village. I'll do all your work. I pray to God for your healthy life. If I do anything wrong, you can beat me also. I can work as a shepherd boy, or even I can clean the boots. I will feed you, grandfather, when you grow old, and pray for you. And if you die, I will pray for you as I do for my mother. But please come to me, have pity on me, take me away from here, take me to the village. As am poor orphan boy, they always keep beating me. Sometimes I feel terrible hunger, so miserable. I'm always crying, please come to me soon, grandfather. Like that, he was expressing all his sadness to his grandfather. Okay, after completing his entire letter, Vanka just folded his letter and put it in an envelope which he bought yesterday, means the previous night. And then he just wrote it on the envelope, the address like to the grandfather in the village, and wrote his grandfather name Konstantin Makarich. Okay, so then he was very happy that no one had disturbed him while he was writing his letter to the grandfather. Then he ran fast out of the street to post his letter in the mailbox. So after putting his letter in the mailbox, he came back, and an hour later he just went into fast asleep. Okay. So in his dream, he was seeing that his grandfather was sitting beside a stove and reading out his letter. Okay, and the ale, which was his dog, he was walking around the stove wagging his tail. Wagging means hilana, means shaking his tail. Okay guys, this is all about this. Now we'll see the question and answers. Okay, so first question is, Vanka went to bed early on Christmas evening as dash, as he wanted to write a letter to his grandfather describing his terrible situation and asking him to take with him. Second question, why of all people did he write a letter to his grandfather? Answer, Vanka was an orphan child. He had no one to share his troubles with except his grandfather. He felt happy in his company, so he wrote a letter to his grandfather, hoping he would remove all his miseries. Third question, how was his grandfather a very lovable person? Answer, his grandfather Constantine was a night watchman whose face was always crinkling with laughter. In the daytime, the old man slept in the servants' kitchen or cracked jokes with the cooks. Fourth one, Vanka was beaten dash times, 2 times. Fifth one, Vanka was beaten because while rocking the baby in the cradle, he had unfortunately fallen asleep. Next, sixth question, what was Vanka prepared to do for grandfather if he was taken away from the shoemaker? Answer, Vanka was ready to grind snuff for him, to clean boots, or to work as a shepherd boy. Next question, he was sent to Alyakin, the shoemaker, to dash to assist the shoemaker in his business and learn thereby the trade. Next question, who does Vanka remember most at Christmas next to his grandfather? Answer, Vanka remembered Olga most next to his grandfather because she gave him all the sweets and played with him a lot. Next question, how did he address the letter? Answer, Vanka addressed the letter as such, Dear grandfather Constantine. Okay. Next question is, did he sleep well after posting the letter? What did he dream? Answer is yes. After posting the letter, Vanka was fast asleep. In his dream during sleep, he saw his grandfather reading his letter and his dog walking around. Okay, guys, these are the question and answers for this listening part. Now we'll move to the next part, that is speaking part. Okay, let's see what is given here. Enact a play in the class. Keep in mind dialogue delivery, tone, voice modulation, non-verbal communication, facial expressions, gestures, movements, etc. Many things are communicated through these non-verbal tools. Okay, guys, here I'm not going to give you the answer for this first question because you have to enact the play. Enact means to perform a play in the class. So this is a student activity. Please do it by yourself. Okay, and enact a play in the class. So let's see the second question, which is a communicative task is given below. Practice in pairs or groups. Okay, here the task is based on discussing, giving opinions, agreeing or disagreeing. Okay, here one role play is given. You have to read and understand it. In this way, we have to make this type of communicative task. Okay, in pairs. What is the topic? Topic will be people going abroad for studies. Next topic is building a dispensary in place of a playground. Next on sports cannot be a profession, or any other topic that you and your friends are interested in. Okay, let's see the answer for this. First role play will be on why people go to abroad for studies. Okay, between Nitin and Manu. So, Nitin, I wonder why people go abroad for higher studies. India is the land of knowledge. We have world classes universities with world class infrastructure in them. Manu, degrees issued from foreign countries hold more value than that of degrees issued from Indian universities. Moreover, such people show decency and decorum of higher order at the workplace. Nitin, I fail to understand why you think like that. Indian nationals constitute 30% of the working classes in America. They are more professional than their American counterparts. Manu, you're right, but this is the way of the world. Despite being a place of knowledge, India ranks lower. Next, Nitin. How pathetic. Things must change for the good. Okay, next conversation between Akshay and Vidyut. Akshay. Vidyut, did you hear that the land earmarked in our colony for a playground is going to be given for Icon dispensary? Vidyut, yes, I heard, but it's injustice. Don't you think so? Akshay, I do agree with you, but I think on a larger plane, a dispensary will be more useful than that of a playground. With passage of time, playgrounds are usually converted into the dens of gangsters. Next, Vidyut. You are right, dear. A dispensary will be better to have. People of our colony will get immediate medicine help or medical help. Next conversation between Ruchika and Vridhi. So, Ruchika, I am of the firm opinion that sports cannot be a profession. Instead, it is a source of entertainment. Vridhi, you are mistaken, my dear. Sports is a career in this world of ours. There are several people who have chosen it deliberately, got trained and succeeded. Today they are stars in their world. They lead a luxurious life due to their unmatched skill in their particular sports. Next, Ruchika. Why talk of people who are beyond our reach? Take for examples ourselves. Do you ever play for money? Virdhi. Doing something on an common plane may not bring success or make you a celebrity, but if you do it in a big way, you can choose it to be a career. Next, Ruchika. Yes, yaar, what you say seems right, but my conscience does not allow me to accept that sports is a profession. Anyways, thanks. Okay, guys, this is the answer for this speaking part. Now we'll move to the next part, which is writing part. Let's see what is given here in the writing part. Letters in the olden days were carried by male coaches driven by horses. How are they carried today? List the types of letters sent by different means of transport. Okay, so in olden days letters were carried through mail coaches. Okay, now how the letters are being transported from one place to another, that one we have to write it down. Let's see the answer for this. Cards and envelopes are considered first class mail and are airlifted between stations covering both land and air transport. The second class mail includes book packets, registered newspapers, and periodicals. They are carried by surface mail covering land and water transport. To facilitate quick delivery of mails in large towns and cities, six mail channels have been introduced recently. They are called Rajdhani Channel, Metro Channel, Green Channel, Business Channel, Bulk Mail Channel, and Periodical Channel. Okay guys, this is the answer for this. I hope you got the answer. Now we'll move to the next question of our writing part, which is, you have listened to the story of Vanka. Try writing an email to your grandfather describing your life. How have you ever felt so bad as Vanka did? What did you do to feel happy again? Okay, just before we have read the story of Vanka in the listening part, so related to this, now what you have to do, you have to write an email to your grandfather. Okay, expressing how you're feeling. Means if you're feeling bad like Vanka, you just express your sadness. If you feel happy, then write it down, your happiest moments, and what you do if you want to be happy again, that one you have to express in a mail. Okay, just send it to your grandfather. Let's see the answer for this. On the top left side, from address will be there, so there you have to write down your email address. Okay, which is ravikant@gmail.com. whatever your name will be, just write it down. Then to your grandfather email address, means Harshavardhan Rao@gmail.com. Next, subject means what you are going to write it down in a single sentence. You have to write down the title, so that's why write it down, experience of a PG life. Then compose mail. Then after that, dear grandpa or grandfather, comma, for completing my diploma I have shifted to Delhi and live in a paying guest residence. Food served here I found was of very low quality. They do not hesitate to serve stale food items. They add fuel to the fire. They have imposed a limitations on its amount. For breakfast, they give only one paratha. For lunch, hardly a fistful of rice, and for dinner, only two chapatis. Fed up with the system, I decided to hire a room here and cook myself to remove my difficulties. Things are fine now, but I have to waste my precious time in cooking. Anyways, I feel happy to have overcome my difficulties. With love and regards, your grandson or your granddaughter. Write down your name. Okay. So, next question is, you have read a letter to God in your textbook First Flight. Lencho wrote a letter to God expressing his desire. Did it reach God? Answer: no. Lencho's letter did not reach God, but it reached a postmaster who acted like God by sending him the desired amount of money. Second question, do you think Vanka's letter reached his grandfather? What is the correct way to address a letter? Answer: no. Vanka's letter would not have reached his grandfather as he did not write the address of his grandfather on the envelope. A letter must have the name of the person to whom it is addressed, his house number, the area where he lives, and the city which pin code number. Okay, let's see how to write a letter. Okay, so the correct way to address a letter is, on the top right side, name of the place, then date. Okay, then next line, on the left side, salutation. Okay, there you have to write it down whatever you want to write in the letter. Then after that, yours truly, your name, then your address. Okay, so below that, lane number means street number, flat number, floor number, like that, everything else, and at the end, place with pin code also. Okay, this is the correct way of writing address, means writing a letter with address. Okay guys, I hope you got the answer. Now we'll move to the third question, which is, suppose Vanka and Lencho meet. Okay, create an interesting dialogue between two. What encouraged them to write letters to God and grandfather? Okay, here now what we have to do? So we have to imagine. Suppose Vanka and Lencho. Lencho, do you know who was Lencho? Lencho is a character from the first lesson of our first flight textbook. Okay, who wrote a letter to God. Okay, so suppose these Vanka and Lencho meet. What happened? How they talk? What will be the conversation between them? That one we have to think and write. And what made them? What encouraged them to write the letters to God and grandfather? That one we have to complete a dialogue here. So first two lines are already given, which is Lencho. Hello Vanka. Vanka. Hello, how are you? Next we have to continue it. Okay. So next Lencho. Since I lost my crops in a heavy hailstorm, I asked God for help. He responded to me, but the postal people are crooked fellows. They paid me less amount than it was sent. I complained to God. His response is awaited. Next, Vanka. Being fed up with my landlord, I wrote a letter to my grandfather to rescue me from here and take me to his place. Surprisingly, I got no response so far. But my grandpa is a jolly kind of person. Next, Lencho. The moment I get the rest of the money from God, I would be relieved of all my worries for a year. Otherwise, I shall have to go hungry for the whole year. I have nothing to feed to even my wife and children. Next, Vanka. Be patient, my dear. God is kind. He takes time, but the wish is fulfilled in due course. Next, Lencho. Yes, I agree. I have firm faith that your grandfather will come to you, rescue you soon. Next, Vanka. Let's hope so. God is great. Lencho. Yes, God is great. Okay, guys, this is the answer for this question. Now we'll move to the last part of our workbook, which is a project work. Let's see that. So the question is, suppose you were asked to find a groom or a bride for a member of your family. What characteristics would you look for in them? Make a list. You can also talk to them to know what they think of their partner must possess. Okay, so here the question means, suppose in your family someone is going to become a groom or a bride. Okay, so that's why you were asked to find a good proposal for the bride or for the groom. So what characteristic would you look for in them? So you can take a help of that particular person who is going to become a bride or become a groom. You just ask them what they think that their past partners must possess. Then all that you have to make a list. This is the question for your project work. Okay, let's see the answer for this. Write down the side heading, list of characteristic I would look for. First will be fair complexion. Second will be smart in outlook and appearance. Third one will be educational qualification. Fourth one will be experience in any job, if any. Next, fifth one will be family background and status. Sixth will be not physically handicapped. Next one will be sober by nature. Next, compatible hobbies, habits, and dressing sense. Next one will be curious to learn and obey. Next one will be respect elders. Next quality will be active and participative. And the last will be God fearing, religious. Actually, this quality you have to search first in your partner. because those who have the fear of God, they are always good and do good to the others. They are always good inwards and outwards. Okay, they know how to treat others, how to respect them, how to love them, and they are always be helpful for you in every matter. Okay guys, up to here your proposal lesson workbook answers are finished. I mean, I have uploaded all the 9 unit workbook answers. Please check it out, the playlist. Not only these English workbook answers, I have uploaded the Telugu lessons as well. Please do join me on WhatsApp and Telegram, because I'll upload all classes updates there also. Okay, if you have any doubt dear, please do comment me in the comment section. Please don't hesitate. I hope this video is very helpful guys. If it is helpful, please do share with your friends. Like this video, show love to this video by sending it to all whoever you know. And if you are new to my channel, then please do subscribe. Thank you so much for watching and showing love. Thank you once again. Bye bye, take care. Allah Hafiz. Alhamdulillah.